Welcome to Modern Mystic Messages. I'm Teresa. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, soul family. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Sorry that this reading is so late, but in the interest of real transparency, I had not planned on doing a Father's Day reading today. I actually I worked today and I got off from work. I was supposed to do a different reading, but when I went outside to just wind down from work and get my head together, I was listening to a reading that another reader had done for Divine Masculines in honor of Father's Day. And the thoughts that came through and the downloads I got during that reading, I was like, okay, I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to go ahead on and do this. So yeah. And one of the things I do want to say, of course, like I said, happy Father's Day to all of those who are truly happy. This reading isn't really geared that much towards those that are just doing their regular schmegular today. You know, happy family, happy wife, the kids, and all of that. I couldn't help but think about the fathers who might be struggling today with Father's Day, whether they separated from their children for whatever reason. This is a judgment-free zone here. We ain't gonna get into all of the whatever, because truthfully, I'm hoping that my children's fathers see this today. I don't have contact with them for spiritual reasons, but I genuinely hold no animosity. I've learned to bless my mess and kind of see the karmic players and how things played out and how I set the trajectory for certain things in my life, and how even when it didn't feel so good and I thought it was, like I say, nothing is being done to you. Most things are being done for you when you can learn to see it. Oh wow, first card out. But I had also been told the way I'm going to pull this reading. Lately I've been being led to pull kind of blind, keeping everything face down and then turning them all over together. So we're going to do that. I went ahead and pre-cleansed the deck and pre-shuffled, but I wanted to pull on camera for y'all so we can see how this works. But yeah, so I couldn't help but think about like different circumstances, and trust me, like I said, judgment-free zone. Whether you are a father who has zero contact with their children, you might have conceived children when you was young and dumb, and you know the rest, and ran from responsibility like your drawers was on fire. But you know what? At the end of the day, you can convince yourself and everybody else that you didn't care, you don't want no kids, and you not all of that. But you'll never convince me that you forgot about them, that you have a child on this planet. You can't make a heartbeat on this planet and forget that you made a heartbeat on this planet, regardless of how you feel about the person you made that heartbeat with. So at some point down the line, when you stop running and get a little older, and what if life or spirit or whatever slows you down, there will come a point in time in your life where you might have some regrets over the relationship you did have or didn't have with your children. So I wanted to see if we could get some kind of a word or a message from Spirit, maybe for some of those brothers who might be struggling a little bit. Or here's another one. Maybe you do want to have some. Oh, 4 came there, so I'm gonna take them. Maybe you want a relationship with your children, but when you was young and dumb, and you know the rest, something imbalanced in your energy gave you a real penchant for, quite honestly, beautiful disasters. So now you got to deal with a baby mama that's done weaponized your children, and you're really, really struggling. Though my heart really goes out to you all. And I say that with all due respect, because I was never one of those women. My karmic path is a little different, and I may get into that in a whole nother video. This ain't the me show today. And I apologize for the air conditioning, but it is so hot here in Atlanta. If I don't leave that air on, I won't be able to sleep tonight, because, yeah. So I'm gonna just speak a little louder while the air is on, and please forgive. Um, but yeah, I've seen so many toxic, imbalanced women over the years. First off, well, like I say, I ain't gonna get into the me so, but just general observations that I've made. A whole lot of women, I call it when good girls hang around in bad neighborhoods, they ain't had no business over there, but women are drawn to bad boys. So there's a whole lot of women who will get in their bad boy era and they want to go out and have fun and all the rest of it. And that's all well and good, but they slightly forget to protect the most precious thing to them, which is their womb. So they wind up just having fun and creating babies as an afterthought, and then want to turn around and blame the man, or like I said, even worse, weaponize the children when things go wrong, when one of y'all wake up and get some sense and realize you ain't never had no business being together in the first place, and it doesn't work out, and you can't expect a little baby to hold together two people that are absolutely toxic for each other. So now you desperately want to see your children, but you can't because you made a baby with a beautiful disaster. This reading is for you as well. We got some who was young and dumb, and you know the rest, and wasn't even thinking about their kids. They was out there living life, or in the hustle, in the struggle, in the whatever. And the warden got a chance to visit with you for a while, and however it went down in the family, you became estranged from your children. It happens. Judgment-free zone, but where do we go from here? That's the part that I want to talk about. Those are the brothers that I'm kind of addressing today. One more. However the children got conceived, dearly love them, but whatever's going on in your life, you can't get your money right, and because your money ain't right, either you, out of a sense of defeatism, or the child's mother, out of a sense of materialism, have weaponized that fact against you as well. You want to do so much better and have a different relationship with your children. To all of you brothers, today, I say, judgment-free zone, happy Father's Day. We're going to find the happiness in this reading. I strongly suspect this reading is going to be a little bit of a, if not a direct spanking, a little bit of a stern talking to in the beginning, followed by a hug, and I'll tell you why. It's based on these cards right here. We're going to read from the book on those. When I sit down to read, I generally sit with my cards and see what decks speak to me, because I don't really go into a reading with a specific intention, except today, since I got that download in meditation. Excuse me, y'all, I got to get a card up off the floor. When I got that message in meditation, I kind of knew where this might be heading. But anytime I read, I sit down with my decks and just kind of see which decks I'm led to pick from. Like I literally have like 120 decks at this point. So I just pay attention to where my instinct goes. And so far, the cards ain't playing. I was laughing. I told my fiance the other day, it feels like, or I think I said it in a reading, I feel like I've had like the best tarot education anybody could have. I've been reading for 4 years. Spirit genuinely used tarot to fine-tune my clairaudience, because I wasn't trusting my clairaudience at first. I thought I was making shit up. But over time, I could no longer continue to think that I'm just making it up. So I get it now. But yeah, we're going to see what we see, how these cards work together. I was moved to pull 3 of each of the oracles except this one, which we got 6 because that's what came out, even though I wasn't planning on even using that oracle. And then we're pulling 6 of each of these. And that oracle is interesting because one of these, I think this, I don't know if this is Spirit Junkie or whichever one it is, with the white one, and Shaman's Dream. I haven't used or been called to use those in a reading in almost a year, maybe more. But for some reason, they wanted to come out and play today in this Oracle of the Energies. I picked the deck up and did a pre-shuffle and just did a light shuffle to see if anything wanted to come out to decide if I wanted to use it. And 6 cards came out, and when I looked at them and put them in order, I went back and read the book on them because some of them didn't even mean what I thought they meant, but it put together, it went along real closely with what I had seen or heard in meditation. So we're going to read those. Actually, let's do this way. We'll pull these in order. Sorry. But yeah, like I said, I'm not quite sure whose heart is hurting out there. But, and again, I hadn't planned on ever being this transparent, but I'm still shuffling and pulling, so I might as well. The reason I said, I just want you to understand that I'm not judging. We all make our mistakes. I have 3 baby daddies. None of them did right by their children. Some of them were in there. One of them was in their lives. One of them was halfway in, and the other one was completely, I ain't gonna say completely out. I never was the one that stopped the connection between them. They did it themselves. And I promise you, every single one of them has regret to this day. Some of them want to know how to make amends and really can't. They burn the bridge so bad they really can't fix it. And the children are respectful. Well, the children are grown now, but they're respectful and try to have somewhat of a relationship with their fathers. But it literally comes down to healing and ascension. My kids ain't no regular schmegalers. And they are very respectful, but that half-stepping that those dudes were in when we had our whatever toxic relationship and the babies came along, we're light years past that now. So they're not angry or mean. They don't hate their fathers. Their fathers parented in reverse. So they may or may not get Father's Day greetings. I don't know. I did all of that when they were younger, and I would call them and all that too. But after they got grown, I had to cut ties with those men because I didn't need to keep that toxic energy around me. They wasn't doing nothing for my kids, no way. Not really, except making it worse. So I cut loose. Now, I say that I'm not bitter because, like I said, I have to thank them for 4 beautiful children. And I know there's some special kids, well, adults now. And I understand how I set the trajectory for some of that stuff in my life. And I showed up and played along too. So, that said, like I said, I ain't mad at them. But, there comes a time when you got to do something different. And we did, and I'm grateful. And I'm just hoping, because there's a good chance that 2 of them might even wind up seeing this video. And I'm hoping that wherever they're at in their lives, that they can get a message of encouragement and comfort out of this. Because most of the time, when we get to a real place of like that pain to where we're struggling with holidays and painful memories and all that kind of stuff, we're beating ourselves up most of the time worse than anybody else. Not saying that other people ain't mad and won't remind you of your shortcomings too, because people live for that, trust me. But when you really come to a place of real soulful repentance, you're the one that winds up paying. Like I said, you don't need nobody else to beat you up. You do it for yourself. But there also comes a point where you got to get over the beating up and actually get down to some healing, dark night of the soul, what have you. See it from a different perspective so you can get beyond it. Because guess what? The way to fix it, sometimes money ain't everything. And people talking about money is the root of all evil. No, it ain't. Money, the love of money is the root of all evil. And that's one of the things that keeps people stuck. But sometimes when you get to a place of wisdom and clarity, it does take some real operating capital to be able to accomplish the things you want. And it's not about, you can't buy off and right wrongs with money. But I know there's a lot of fathers out there that would love to be able to do something more, something better for their children than they've been able to thus far. Even if the kids are grown, where there's life, there's hope. They want to do more for their kids. And I know you want to do more. Because guess what? Men are just builders and creators like that. I don't care if you got $1 bajillion. You want $1 bajillion and one. So if you could do things for your kids, unless you got horrible, hateful, whatever, and we ain't talking about them because you still love those kids, most men want to do something good for their kids, build legacy, all that good stuff. The only way to get to that level of healing is to kind of let go of some of this stuff that led you to the misery. So, let's see. I think that's 6. I should have counted them at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Okay. So we're almost there, y'all. We're gonna get a chance to lay these straight in a minute and see what Spirit got for us. I strongly suspect it's gonna be wonderful. I forgot to pull these. This is abundance, not abundance. Yeah, the abundance angels. I think, yeah. We're gonna check on your money too. We're gonna, like I say, I saw this first thing, so we got some little bit heavier topics to talk about, but we're gonna get down to what you really came here for, was some kind of a message to get you to that king status. You know you called to, because every single one of you, I don't care who you are, what you're doing, whatever, as a man on this planet, you are called to step into your divine masculine energy, which will literally take you to, even if you don't reach secular king status, it will put you in a position to elevate in ways that, so you can walk the walk you was meant to walk here on this planet. Yeah. Wherever your status is in life, you can get to wherever you want to be, for real. For every story you hear about some wealthy billionaire brat kid that don't appreciate nothing, there's also 10 stories out there about somebody that literally lived off the side of a mountain with no electricity, no running water, the whole nine, all of that good stuff. And regardless of all that, some kind of way, through drive, ambition, and people say sheer dumb luck, it ain't sheer dumb luck. When you learn to manifest something from nothing, it is not luck. But people say it looks like luck because they don't know where in the world that came from. He ain't had nothing. How in the world did that happen? Well, see, and that's what we want to get to. But it takes healing to do that. Okay. Because you have to let go of resistance. But that's what we're going to try to do now, is see where we're headed, see what kind of message Spirit has for us, see what we can do to solve some of this pain or heal it or soothe it or something to make every day be a better day. If it ain't Father's Day, well, you know what? I wish they had Father's Day every second Sunday of every month, to be honest with you, because you have no idea. Well, you know how necessary you are. Some of you do, some of you may not. Depends on where you are in your journey. But you're really, really necessary and truly appreciated. Wow. I couldn't help but peek at that one. Child was the first card that came out of this deck. Wow. Whoa. That one went way far. Hold on. Good gravy. I'm not going to take that both of those because it was the same. Basically, it was two aspects of the same card. So we're going to see what comes up next. Maybe that was why it was two aspects of the same card. One was the light and one was the shadow. Oh my goodness. I appreciate you hanging with me. This is a weird way to pull. Normally the story would be started already. I just don't think that's the way we're supposed to do it today. So I'm going to be obedient. And I hope you're patient enough to stick around, because I really think we're going to get down to, well, we're getting to it soon for sure. But I think it's going to be really, really good. Yep. Okay. it? I do pre-shuffle these before I start each reading, but I still like to shuffle them on camera so you don't think I'm just setting the deck for whatever, because, yeah, I don't play them kind of games. I take this too seriously. I mean, I know they say for entertainment purposes only, they have to, just like vitamins have to say it's not a treat for anything or supplements. But those who do understand the spiritual journey and the role tarot has in it, respect it. Wow. I ain't mad that I looked at those though. To be honest. We're going to keep that one. I mean, well, woman holding the heart was there. If it comes out again, cool. If not, I'll try to remember there is a woman holding a heart. There might be some evil women up in here too, but there is a woman holding a heart. Okay. Wow, patience and goddess of the moon also came along with here. So let me see how many that was. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, this is the 6. So patience and goddess of the moon get to stay where they was at. But she's at the bottom of the deck. Okay. I guess I should get myself situated properly. I'm sitting way cattywampus. My bad. Oh, yeah. Mm, mm, mm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spirit ain't playing with y'all today. Just wait, y'all. I know this. That's a messenger. Okay, there's the card. Wow, yeah. The messenger is still at the bottom of the deck. At the top, we have the tower and the star with the chariot. Oh, wow. Strength, justice, the wheel of fortune. Oh my God. On the other side of them decisions, I'm trying to tell you, it was the 3 of swords here, the hangman, the 9 of cups, and then the king of cups in the reverse would be the stopping point. From the bottom of the deck, we got the page of pentacles, the 10 of cups, 4 of pentacles, and the sun. Yeah, I'm gonna hang on to this because I want to look at some of that stuff on the bottom. Like I said, the top and the bottom of the deck are important too because they show you what's coming up and what you don't see coming. Wow. That's an awful lot though that's coming up. That's all I can say. That's an awful lot, bro. That's an awful lot. Yeah, buddy. So however you're feeling right now, it isn't quite as stellar as you like it to be. There is a change on the horizon for you. So I'm happy to see that. Now we got to find out what you got to do to get to it. Happy Father's Day. Oop. Wow. Yup. Oh my goodness. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Wow. Wow, 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 and wow. On the bottom of the deck, what we don't see coming, Ace of Swords, that's the truth, Wheel of Fortune here. And then the Page of Cups from the top of the deck, Five of Wands, Ten of Wands. And the Sun, though, Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups came out here too. So there is a lot of conflict. There's some pain for some of y'all. Now, I can say not everybody, and thank goodness not everybody. But yeah, it ain't been a day at the beach and a walk through the park for some of you out here with children. I get that part. I see it. We can't help but see it. Hold on a second. Let me just want to make sure I'm still. Yeah. Okay. Good, good, good. Now, before we get to the regular spread, I'm not going to do all of the oracles right away. I do want to start and see what Archangel Michael has to say, and then we're going to read here from the Oracle of the Seven Energies, and we'll save these for the end after we've pulled the tarot. Let's just put them right here. No, I'm gonna put them here so I don't forget. If I put them that far out of mind, we'd be to finish this whole reading without taking care of them at all. From Archangel Michael, take your time making this decision. My prayer is, Archangel Michael, please help me stay strong and relaxed as I approach the situation. Remind me to detach and step back, allowing the situation to naturally unfold. Thank you for protecting me. Be gentle with yourself. Archangel Michael, please guide me in treating myself with gentle, nurturing love in everything I think, speak, and do. Help me know that I deserve this compassion. I release any feelings of guilt to you so that I may experience lasting inner peace. Amen to that. So it don't matter where you've been, where you're going is what's important. You got to learn to let that stuff go. Eternal love, help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe receiving, expressing, and giving love. And this is especially important if you do have those painful, uncomfortable, whatever it is, relationships. Everybody around you might be toxic. You may have came from complete dysfunction. That does not mean you can't find real love here, because it's still all around us on this planet. The key to being able to find it is somehow being able to detach enough from the toxicity to allow your vibration to rise to match the energy of love, and then you will find those that embody that frequency and are willing to give it back to you. And that's the hard part. I understand. Trust and believe. I understand. All right, now the Oracle of the Seven Energies. Like I said, I was kind of debating whether I even wanted to use that deck, but when these cards fell out first, it was 6 of them, and I had only planned on pulling 3, but when 6 fell, I have a thing for 3s and multiples of 3s, so I wanted to read the book readings, the book meanings, before I just toss them aside. And I'm trying to tell you, this Birds of a Feather, I didn't quite remember what the book meaning of it was. I mean, we hear the phrase birds of a feather flock together. It can have a positive connotation or a negative one. Usually a negative one in the way it's used in the world most of the time. But the key concepts are sharing, community, a sense of belonging, fellowship with like-hearted people, understanding the concept of we before me. Have you ever wondered how people naturally gravitate to one another and discover a surprising intimacy and connection? There is a kind of magnetic energy, like an invisible ray of light, that gently pulls people together to form something beautiful that can be shared. As in the saying, birds of a feather flock together, it comes from an instinctual need for belonging, you might say. We need community to survive, to thrive, and grow. We humans are social creatures, after all. None of us are meant to be alone. The concept of belonging is playing an important role in your life currently. Perhaps you recently found yourself in a group where you knew you were in the right place. Trust those strands of connection, for now is the time to thrive in the community. What you will find is a deeper and more expansive way of looking at the world by baring yourself to others and sharing ideas, hopes, and dreams. However long you stay here in this journey of becoming who you're meant to be, connecting to community and participating in fellowship is the best thing for you right now. You will flourish as part of a network of like minded and like hearted people. Stick to what feels good and resonates with your heart as true. When you understand the value of this community, you will discover everything you're hoping for and much more than you're expecting. Now, as I was reading this and looking at it before, the one thing that came to mind was if you have a situation with your children that you would like to mend, some kind of amends you want to make for righting wrongs, whatever it was that you perceive went wrong as far as your fathering, relationship, parenting, whatever it is. The best thing to do, just like remember when you go in an airplane, you know how they tell you if you start losing compression, put the air mask on yourself first before you try to attend to your children. This is kind of the same thing. You gotta heal, find community, get to a better place, polish your own apple to become the kind of man that can make amends and get forgiveness or make things better or forge a new relationship, whatever it is, insert here, whatever your situation is. But it comes first from doing this work of finding this community, flocking with the right birds. Because trust me, birds of a feather do flock together. That's why you got a crazy baby mama. They don't want to just chew your children, if that's your scenario. Because at that time, you were in that energy that attracts crazy, beautiful disasters to you. Same thing with women. Same thing if it was a gambler or some, whatever it is. Like I said, that was the first thing that came to mind. I'm not going to run down all the scenarios because this is a general message. I'm hoping that it will resonate with a lot of men, but trust me, I know there's a lot of crazy women out there because I've been dealing with them my whole life too. So, not saying that everything is their fault or everything is your fault. I'm just saying the best way to stop all of that in its tracks is to just work on you. Because trust me, when you had a kind of glow up that I saw in glimpses in this card, even if they don't like you, they're going to have to respect you. And when you get your Emperor King thing on, you can come in and you can't undo wrongs, but you can soften the blows and let people know you have genuine remorse for whatever mistakes you made. And that's all any of us can do. We all come here trying to figure this thing out, taking clues from people that act like they know what they're doing, that don't have a hell clue what they're doing, but they speak with a whole lot of authority, and generation after generation after generation keep messing each other up worse and worse and worse. And somewhere down the line, we're being called to sit down, tap into spirit, awaken, and do better. Healing the heart, card 23. Healing, making amends, the willingness to release past pain, being responsible and accountable, taking time to get healthy, renewal and rebirth after suffering. When you are wounded emotionally, you need time to regroup and find your center. You may have recently endured a breakup or betrayal, lost someone close to you, or lost an affiliation that you gave too much power to. Perhaps you're watching someone go through a difficult time and feel bad that you can't help them. Maybe you're still not over a past disagreement. No matter the cause of this heartache, deep healing is called for. This happens on its own timetable and can never be rushed. The path to healing the heart centers on reciprocity, the flow of giving and receiving. Sometimes wounding occurs because we've become too dependent on another, and this is accompanied by the desire to manipulate or control an outcome. Both wounding and healing usually begin within, not from the outer conditions of our lives. From within. We often believe we can be wounded only by others, but we do more damage to ourselves in the self-sabotaging way we think and behave. It is important to take steps to heal yourself and become willing to release the pain of the past, which can be tempting to revisit. It's time to take responsibility for your part in this healing journey. Look for ways you can help yourself and others. Are you willing to make amends if needed? Or conversely, accept someone where they are without trying to influence their growth process? Healing the heart in all aspects is your priority now. Nothing else matters, only beauty and goodness will come as a result. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. Spirit ain't playing with none of us because that applies to all of us, mothers, fathers, anybody. All of us have hurt somebody down the line and have some kind of regret for something, some misstep, whatever we had. And if you don't, then you really need to get over yourself and go see a therapist because, my dear, you're a serious narcissist in need of serious, serious counseling. If you think you have lived any amount of time on this planet at all and ain't done something that you shouldn't have done or didn't offend somebody in a way that needs some kind of amending over. Beautiful uncaging. Key concepts: the prison of guilt, a need for self inventory, rigorous honesty, accountability, and making amends. At this time, you're being called to assess where guilt is playing a part in your life, recognize how it's affecting you and others, and address it so you can release yourself from its grip. Guilt is a powerful emotional state capable of transforming difficult situations. It keeps you accountable for your actions when you've done something that causes harm. However, it can also feed a self-sabotaging cycle that fosters codependency and a distorted sense of personal power. Self-blame can lead to behaviors that perpetuate low self-worth. Have you done or said something for which you need to make amends? Have you disregarded a boundary or broken a promise? Guilt can make you aware of potential ways you have given injury and show you how to redress the transgression. When you sincerely admit you were wrong and begin the process to fix it, this is an act of accountability, responsibility, and liberation. Take a moment now to consider when you have harmed others or yourself. This knowledge will free you from the story you tell about it so you're able to connect with truthful remorse. Now is the time for rigorous honesty as you take a self-inventory with a neutral state of mind. A good question to ask yourself now is why the guilt is there. You might be taking on a burden that is not even yours to carry. Pay attention, take action, and uncage yourself from the prison of your own making. Oh my goodness. I ain't even gonna say much else on that one because, yeah. This is what we were talking about, and yeah, we don't want to make it no longer, so I'm gonna be quiet and just go on and finish reading these cards, lay them down, and we're gonna get up out of here because, yeah, Spirit is being super clear right now. Broken open. Key concepts: the gift of grief, being shattered as a result of loss, the potential inherent in failure. There are situations in life when you see the value of loss, grief, and a broken heart. Yet it's not the pain of loss, or it's not the pain or loss itself that must be the focus of your attention here. No, not even the story of what happened. The details surrounding what has brought you to your knees is as important as wait a minute. No, not even the story of what happened. The details surrounding what has brought you to your knees is as important as what results from the experience. Okay. Can you see that this situation has broken you wide open, enabling you to have an even greater capacity for love, compassion, empathy, and understanding? You cannot be the same person as before. The only way forward is to move through it without resistance or manipulation, without attempting to bargain with unforeseen forces, because none of your usual fallbacks can put you back together again. If you do fall prey to self-absorption or self-pity, it will just make it harder to get to the next gradual phase leading to relief. Yet, even if you're prolonging the inevitable, you will get there eventually. The gift is in accepting who you've become as a consequence of integrating this difficult experience and allowing yourself to be more than you were. This wisdom comes at a high price, but the value of your experience of moving through and to the other side is unsurpassed. Love the you that is a result of being broken open by life's challenges and lessons. Yes, yes, and yes. I started telling people a long time ago, I have learned to bless all of my mess, as raggedy as it was. Some of it I'd rather not talk about, but Spirit said I don't have to anyway. It's part of my healing. But there's nothing that I can't admit to because I'm not even that person anymore. But I had to go through that and had to be that person to get to the insights that I have now. Every bit of it. I've traced stuff all the way back to childhood that I can see, like I said, it was uncomfortable at the time, but I completely understand why it was there now. And I bless it all. Like Gandhi said, I thank those who bring me pain, for they are my teachers. Because they were all the same in the eyes of Spirit, God, the universe, Source, our Anunnaki warlords, overlords, whatever you want to call it. We're all kind of in this together. So we can either waste our time blaming other people and being angry with them, or realize they just as messed up in the head as we are. And most people are doing the best they can from wherever they stand at any given moment in time. And the way to get better results is to help yourself be better and help them be better. Sometimes what they really need, like you say, they don't really need somebody to punch them in the gut. Sometimes they need a kind word to stop them in their tracks. That winds up punching them in the gut harder than your fist ever could have. Random analogy, I don't know where that came from, but okay, we're gonna keep moving. Wish on a star, 39. I definitely thank y'all for playing along tonight, because like I say, I couldn't go to bed until I get this out. I know it's gonna be tomorrow or day after Father's Day when you see it, but I had to wrap my mind around some of the stuff that I saw in meditation, and then by the time I get through and get it uploaded, I know it's gonna be tomorrow, but I was not going to bed until I got this out tonight. Hi, wish upon a star. Intentions based on your desires and aspirations, the act of consciously committing to a vision, sacrificing something of value, gambling on yourself, trusting that dreams can become reality, the importance of daydreams. Do you believe your dreams can become real, or do you shrug them off and chide yourself for being unrealistic? What if you could trust that the world around you holds promise and you have... What if you could trust that the world around you holds promise you have not yet realized? Perhaps the point of all along is not how something can happen, but the power of wishing and intending. We humans have multiple ways to ritualize owning a dream we want to see manifest in physical form. Think of wishing well. You infuse a coin with your intention. Think of a wishing well. You infuse a coin with your intention, tuning in to the feeling of having a particular experience. Tossing the coin into the well symbolizes the act of letting the how go, walking away and allowing the universe to do its part in the co-creative partnership. Another method is to wish upon a star. In doing so, you also look back to our origins, for we are made of stardust. Today, allow yourself to dream and play with different realities, even if it seems impossible. If it calls you and feels good, why not choose it? Wish upon a star, then live as if your wish were already true. Know that these beautiful dreams you have been nurturing are in the process of becoming real. Don't forget that the act of wishing, dreaming, and intending is more important than figuring out the how. It shows the universe you're serious about playing the game of life and you trust the essence of the partnership. Remember, every dream you believe in and hope for is a call to a twinkling star. The answer will come, sometimes swiftly, sometimes slowly. No wish is ever wasted. And that kind of goes back to what some of what I saw in meditation earlier today too. For those who kind of wish they can make things different or have regrets about whatever is going on with their parental situation, sometimes the best way to heal it is to take it on the spiritual plane. When you can't win the battle in the physical, take it to the energetic plane. And I'm not even saying that, I mean, this is Father's Day, but again, in the line of transparency, I have a very estranged relationship with one of my children. I mean, we're getting better now, but for 5 years, we had almost zero contact. And it needed to be that way. I'm not going to get into details, but when I had done all that I knew could be done, I took it to the ethers. And a few months ago, she started texting me and calling me. asking me for spiritual help, counsel, up out of the blue. Oh, not. I did. I had to stop pushing. The more I tried to push that wet noodle, the worse it got, and it was hurtful for me because she gets so angry, she lash out, and like I said, whole nother story. But you can accomplish a lot more energetically when you learn how that works and believe it and do it. Oh, yeah. And guess what? After all of that pain and the aggravation and the this and that, the last card that came out of this deck was the Royal You. And that lets me know that what we're going to see in here is going to be like turning the corner. It's kind of like where you at, where you been, where you at, where you're headed. So let's see, we got 16 here. I know this reading is getting a little lengthy, but I couldn't rush this one because, oh yeah, the Royal You, the concept, key concepts, sovereignty, responsibility, self-confidence, self-rule, ownership of your feelings and actions, a quiet sense of empowerment, being self-aware, not allowing outside influences out of alignment with your truth. Do you know what it means to express your personal sovereignty in your life? It's about how you hold to your inner sense of worth and integrity, securing your belief that you have a unique purpose. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin, knowing who you are, and that nothing outside you can challenge your authentic self, the hard-won seat of awareness that you have earned. You are the ruler of your mind, and you're being invited now to consider what discipline you need to apply to your thoughts. Are they consistent with the values and beauty you intend for your life? It's important now to keep your focus on what is right and good for you as well as others. Challenges in your life at this time, no matter how large or small, must be met with a measured response. If life sends you a challenge, can you speak up and set your boundaries with grace and surety? Calm, intelligent leadership is called for now. Sovereigns know when to plan their battles, so stay out of unnecessary skirmishes and strategically wield your personal power. Now is the time to lead from the heart, from your authenticity and integrity. Hold your head high and know your worth, that is the mark of a true sovereign. So this ain't braggadociousness and declaring you the best and the boss and the this and the that when you know you ain't doing jack crap. We ain't talking about that. That is delusion and it annoys people. We're talking about really getting to a point where you understand who you are energetically, spiritually, and start matching that and working on that from a real aspect instead of just trying to force your broken self on people. You heal so you can stand alone as a true sovereign being. And sovereignty don't have nothing to do with money. A pauper can hold himself with grace and dignity so that people know who he is and sees him as the child of God, the God-man, king, whatever that he truly is. And to some degree, eventually he's going to get out of that pauperhood. If he genuinely becomes that person, poverty ain't going to stay around forever. Just not. All right, so now we finished those cards. That was beautiful. You're being called into sovereignty. Now for these, this is a little bit different. We're going to lay this out, and hopefully this will go a whole lot faster because we don't have to read anything here. Put Archangel Michael to the side. We started out here with gratitude. I'm turning this way so I can see better. Gratitude, trust, time, friendship, earth, psychic. Some of you are being called into some actual physical, like spiritual powers in the level up. But either way, it's about community. First, though, the key, like you said, is finding this place of gratitude, regardless of what you, like you said, sometimes it hurts so bad you can't find gratitude right away. But you know what? If you can find, I mean, I think Abraham Hicks talks about like the degrees of emotion or something. I mean, other people do too, but it was saying like even if you can get to a point of rage from despair, that's still moving up the emotional scale. Despair, that absolute dejectedness, that's like the bottom. That's the lowest vibrational energy you can have. You need, if you once you get to love and above, gratitude, appreciation, love, bliss, all of those high flying, high energy emotions. Um, yeah, if you can get to, if you can find some kind of way to work your way from wherever you at now to get to gratitude, it starts your engine moving. And there are people coming in that's gonna make it better. This earth and psychic together, you may be being called to ground yourself. I don't like to use the term earth magic because people get woo woo about the term magic, but tuning into the natural alignments and energies that are here might help with your, I might as well just go on and say transformation or metamorphosis, because to some degree that's exactly what we're going to be looking at here. Official person, ooh, imprisonment, sudden wealth, wealthy man, ooh, back to back, concern and occupation. With child, compass, lady or woman, snake, fox, clock, or time. And that's clarified by Archangel Uriel, 7th chakra, the garden and the gate, the sun, all tied up, man holding a heart, and community. And then we have the Queen of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Wands, the Emperor, the Eight of Cups, and then the Queen of Wands and its official person is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. Four of Wands and imprisonment is clarified by strength. The Hangman is, we're going to look at these individually in a second. Then we have the Star, the Six of Pentacles, Judgment. You got a lot on your shoulders. I see this right now. We got snakes and foxes. We got self-imprisonment here of the mind with the garden and the gate. The children are still a concern here. And if it's not your actual children, business concerns, your money is kind of tied up. But you also have a lot of assistance here. The Ace of Pentacles, gratitude, official person, the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and then the 7th chakra card with this child. And truthfully, in this instance, I don't even think the child is an actual child. In this deck, a child can also be a new project, an idea, a business. This is Empire Builder stuff right here. But then when we get to the next position, which in the most decks, the number 2 position will be the challenge. And part of the challenge here is several things. You got trust, imprisonment, the Four of Wands, the Strength card, the Garden and the Gate, and the Compass. Part of it is trusting yourself to even know which way to go. Part of it is fear of stepping out there, putting yourself all the way out there. It's so much easier to work a 9 to 5 than it is to build your own empire, because you want to know that you got that steady check coming in. But you'll work 40 years for that little piddling piece of check and be complaining and hurting and break your body down and all the rest of that. When if you, And again, I'm not judging because I've been there too. It's almost impossible to do this with this official person, this thing you're seeing. I'm not saying it can't be done alone, but it's much more difficult. As they say, behind every good man, there's a good woman. Behind every empire, there's a female that understands that man and his drive and becomes an empire builder with him. Men will do a lot when they're inspired to do so, but women have to not hell hack them to death so they can be inspired to do so. And in here, you had a situation where between being stuck and something going on here with some, it looks like a little toxic female situation, something. If it's not with the females or baby mamas in your life, you've had some kind of energy that has had you stuck. But, and in fact, no. Ooh. Ten of Wands, the star, the wealthy man, friendship, the snake, and all tied up. This friendship right here, you've got some folks in your life you got to get rid of, because if you don't, they're going to stand in the way of your money. Snake is here and foxes are here. This is deceit and downright just snake. There ain't nothing. I mean, come on, it's snake. Fox, it's a sneaky snake. And it is a matter of concern. You may or may not be aware of it, but the Emperor is here. Earth, concern, Emperor, Six of Pentacles, man holding the heart. That's you. This star energy here, Ten of Wands is burden. Now, as a wealthy man, okay. Yes. After you do this work, it's not going chronologically, but I can see the vast preponderance of the cards. The Eight of Water is here. That's the Eight of Cups. That's walking away, knowing when to cut your losses, stick a fork in me. I can't make a mouth. I can't make a silk purse out of this sow's ear. I'm done. That's what the Eight of Cups is. However, you also have here psychic, occupation, judgment, community, and time. In the middle of these, it's almost like all these clarifying cards, and then you get a little bit of spot of trouble here and a little bit, and it's showing you hints of where your key issues are, I do believe. One, we got the self-doubt here. We get that part. The Four of Wands card is a relationship card, and then we had this woman coming out here. But you had to take a different position on it, a different perspective. Whoever this female is, she might be part of these snakes and these foxes and it's all tied up. I really don't think that's your divine female. I think that's a feminine energy that's been standing in the way, whether she's a baby mama, wife, ex, co-worker, toxic mama, I don't know. But I don't really see her as being helpful or being something that needs to stay in your life. I'm not really seeing another female here. I'm not saying that one won't come. If you're looking for love, that's a whole different reading. This is for fathers or masculines with children. And what I'm seeing here is a man with a big calling. But there's community here. There's love and compassion here. The sun is here. And truthfully kind of protecting this situation. And this might be a divine female. Make it fit how you need it to fit. Because, confirmations are what they are. The child could be an actual child. This could be a positive female or a toxic one. Right here, the way it came out here with this garden and this gate, and then right after her position, the snake and the fox came out. I really don't think this is a female you need to mess with. Not if you want this sudden wealth and be this official person. You're very right to have this concern. She's standing in the way of your emperor energy. But between this earth and psychic scenario, it's like tapping into your spiritual gifts. It almost has to be a spiritual gift because occupation is not a 9 to 5 job. It's work that brings satisfaction. It's something that you want to do. Something basically is kind of getting paid for something that you would do even if you was doing it for free, kind of thing. But you don't do it for free. You get paid a boatload of money. And with this community and time and psychic coming here with it, the Eight of Wands is kind of like right here in the middle of the situation with Judgment. It feels like, yeah, it's like turning things completely around. Your official person in this money situation, Strength, is here to help you. There's going to be money coming in, looks like. There's time here too, so I can't tell you when. I honestly, we can see if we can get some timing cards on the angel answers or something here. But it literally, Hangman is kind of, it's not hermit mode per se, but it's part of the hermit mode because you got to see a different perspective. You're going to have to learn to see something that you're looking at differently in order to get this burden off your back, get these snakes and foxes from around you, stop being tied up so you can step back into this heart energy, because that's going to be key to allowing all this other stuff coming in and tapping into the community, the right community, like they said, birds of a feather. Birds of a feather, and that's kind of where the reading ended up too. We started out there with the 7 energies cards, and it ended there. But it's here, Emperor and the 6 of Pentacles. This is humanitarianism, philanthropy, reciprocity. This is having enough money to take care of you and a whole bunch of other people too. So yay. And I'm like really tripping. You had sudden wealth, wealthy man, the 6 of Pentacles, and occupation here. And then major arcana, you got Strength, the Hangman, Judgment, and the freaking Star. Are you kidding me? Now the 6 of Cups, where was that? Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't think necessarily this female here is necessarily on your team, because the 6 of Cups is melancholy over typically emotional or family situations. It's kind of the ties that bind and gag a little bit. It doesn't have to be. You can have pleasant memories, but more often than not, the 6 of Cups is kind of looking back on the past, and there's a little bit of a negative pull there, and I think that's standing in the way of your money. Some kind of a connection you have with some past feminine energy. In time, it'll resolve because time is right here. The sun is here. It'll heal, but there's a female in your life that you don't realize yet that you may need to cut off, that you might have to. Sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, because you thought she was your twin flame and the love of your life and all that. Not them toxic female. Well, you know what? That's another video too. I ain't knocking nobody in their choices, because Lord knows I made some crazy ones for a long time. But stop allowing yourself to believe that toxic females are what you're supposed to have in life. All women ain't crazy. All women don't cheat. All women don't treat men like garbage. Those just the women that you was attracting in your lower energy. Raise your vibration and you'll find yourself a divine feminine priestess, goddess, whatever it is that you set your cap for. But you have to be qualified for that first. I've had so many male friends in my lifetime. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard, well, you've been all my life, or you keep it real, you a real woman. But not here. It wasn't happening over here. And it was fine. But they don't realize they're looking and shooting so much higher than, and again, when I ain't talking about lanes, I ain't talking about a baddie with a big booty. I'm talking about energetically and spiritually. Stop sleeping with women that you know ain't qualified to mother your children. It's not worth the little 15 minutes, hour and a half, even all night of what you're going to get. And if you must do that, for God's sake, wrap it up or go somewhere and get a vasectomy. Because keeping that kind of nasty energy in your life will keep you from your calling. In fact, don't really energetically, I ain't trying to curtail nobody's fun. But sleeping with women like that, will keep you from your goals, because everybody that you sleep with, you share energy bonds with. And very often, especially if you lay down and have children with them, you will not get those energy ties off of you until you do for real cord removal. Cord cutting doesn't work because they grow back. You have to do cord removal and leave them alone. And that's the hard part, because so many people will convince you we gotta stay friends for the sake of our kids. You can do healthy co-parenting in the right way and be friendly, but you ain't gotta be a kikiing with each other and all that. It didn't work out when y'all was together. Stop allowing that to be an excuse. I see stuff on YouTube all the time. They make joke reels out of it about men coming to drop off their kids. They ain't paying no attention to the kids. They too busy trying to sleep with their ex. Cut that out. It's destroying your future chances, not only for the love of your life, but with your children and your money. If she was that good, you still be with her. Stop it. Sorry, I'm gonna get off that soapbox now, but somebody that's gonna be watching this video need to hear that. So, you welcome, bro. The cards that we have coming out here: allowing radical acceptance, say yes to reality at any given moment, so what's needed can come next. See, you got to allow it. Grief, tears are what happens when the ice in the heart melts. And there is going to come a point where you kind of hit the wall, crack and slide down like a raw egg. It's okay. Big boys do cry. You need to work through this. We all have to go through dark night of the soul if you want to heal, period. I had closed my trauma and drama and dysfunction and whatever, all the stuff that happened to me, behind so many layers. It was like, it felt like it was behind a 2-foot wall of steel in a safe. I honestly had blocked off everything, the good, the bad, the all, like more than half of my life I just closed the door on. But you don't have to do that. You have to go through that process. Because guess what? When you build that huge wall and refuse to look back, you know why? You know why it really hurts? Because you leave your inner child back there. They're still waiting for you to come back and heal and rescue them. Because they're still with you. You just left them behind that wall of pain. You have to face it so you can get them. Because that's what it takes to get complete healing. You can never completely heal if you don't heal your inner child. Period. Ease. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. Say that again, louder. Absolutely say it out loud. Most men have a very hard time saying this. Some of us females too, but especially men, because everybody got their hands stuck out to men and want to be independent and don't want to owe nobody nothing. I'm my own man and all of that stuff. To be the kind of creator that you want to get to this, you're going to have to step a little bit in this feminine energy, Emperor. You're going to have to get on some Empress energy too, because divine feminine energy learns to create from within. It's not about how much wood you can chop and how fast you can do it, or it's not about the physical stuff. It's about learning to manifest from within with that energy. Okay, now from the shaman's dream, we had, straddling worlds, wandering between realms, drifter, experiencing life as it comes, mindful, groupthink. Oh, I didn't even realize we had a fourth one here. Empty well, time to replenish. Yeah. You've been roaming through life, experiencing it as it comes, but it's time for you to find the right community. And this straddling between worlds, it can refer to the spiritual realm, but literally there's all kinds of overlapping experiences, dimensions, realities, worlds, paradigms, whatever you want to call it, right here in the 3D on planet Earth. I found that out, like I said, when I discovered that whole thing we do with good girls who hang around in bad neighborhoods. Like Meek Mill say, there's levels to this ish. It really, really is. The type of people, the belief systems, the way people treat you, the way you treat, all of it. It's a whole dynamic that's like layers of stuff. that some other people in the world that are in a different energy and in a different level of the 3D stratosphere, if you will, here on planet Earth, don't experience those things. Think about going to the worst, the most violent ghetto you could imagine in America, going into Chicago or somewhere, and then think about going, I don't know, down to Sunrise, where they have all of the multi-million-dollar houses out there on the beach, worlds apart, and the people who live in those neighborhoods are worlds apart. They experience two completely different realities right in the same country. It can happen in the same city. Hell, it can happen on the same block. You could take 10 people and walk them down the same street in New York City for 2 blocks, ask them what they saw, and you're going to get 10 different stories because people interact with all the stuff here. It's too many layers of stuff for everybody to be seeing and experiencing the same thing. Our perceptions are different. And it's asking you to acknowledge that and choose to step into a different kind of community and groupthink. Stop. I mean, yeah, you're experiencing life as it comes, but sometimes you can't be flying by the seat of your pants your whole life. You got to make a decision to do something with a little more direction. And that's said with so much love, brother. But yeah, because you got so much here on the table for you if you choose it. In the hero's journey, divine discernment, step back to find clarity. Ally in disguise, discover the hard to find blessing. There's no place like home, nestle into the sweetness. This trying to find this hard find blessing, I think that's the bulk of the work here. Because this message started out for fathers that were struggling, for men that are having a tough time this Father's Day. But there is blessings for you. There's blessings. I mean, they already happen if you can see around them. And some of you have some real tough situations if you're struggling. I ain't talking about that. But it's saying sometimes you have to step back to see clarity. The wider angle, bird's eye view, allows you to see things from a completely different perspective. And sometimes that's what it absolutely requires. Because you can't undo the mess once it's done. Like you say, once you've made a heartbeat, you're not going to easily undo that, and we don't want to. But it's what do we do now? And even past the children issue, just in life, if your life period isn't where you want it to be or operating smoothly, if your romantic relationships aren't where you want to be or operating smoothly, any aspect of your life, you can change it by shifting your perspective and tuning in with something different here. And I think that's what you're being called to do. Cut out the nonsense and the rubbish and get to where you meant to be, or where you should be, where you want to be. Okay, almost there. We have my ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. My ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. Wow. Each time I choose to tune into spirit, guidance of the highest truth shows up for me. Yeah, do that. Start literally. If you don't have a regular meditation practice, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I'm trying to tell you, I don't care what it is that you think is so important that you can't spend 15, 30 minutes a day in meditation. Nonsense. I had a friend, well, eventually I had to cut him loose. I had a long time, very toxic friend that used to always be whining about what he don't have and crying and asking for money and this and that. His love relationships didn't work right. Relationship with his children wasn't going right. Money is jacked up, won't work. No, everything you could imagine. Constantly complaining about it for 20 years. When I started meditating in 2016 and I realized something different was happening, I literally spent 4 years, 4 years trying to convince him, just try 30 minutes or devote, I asked him for an hour a day, to devote 1 hour a day to your spirituality. 30 minutes in meditation, even if you have to break it up into 2 sessions, and 30 minutes doing some kind of videos, reading, focus on something spiritual, whether it was watching a YouTube video about some spiritual topic, that whatever. But to donate 1 hour a day towards shifting your energy to change your life for 30 days. If you don't see any results after 30 days, I told him I'd never say another word about it, but I needed him to commit to 30 days. Do you know in 4 years' time, I could not get that man to commit to, as far as I know, I don't even think he meditated 2 days in a row, but was still complaining and whining about how his life wasn't what he wanted it to be. And I'm like, dude, that's why. You ain't even willing to hear what Spirit got to say about it. When we pray, we begging to God. When we meditate, that's when God can talk to us. We're talking to God in prayer, but meditation is when God talks to us. And very often we spend so much time, well, can you give me this? And can you bring me this one? And where's my money? And I want this. And can you help me over here? And please, Lord, don't let me go to jail. And please, Lord, can I help win over here, win the lottery? And can I? We're constantly begging, but we don't be quiet and sit still and hear what Spirit has to say. Because they might tell you where to go, how to go over there or something. You might get all kinds of intuitive hits that could line you up for the right opportunities to get exactly what you want. But you got to turn off the football game or the trap music or the whatever. And I'm not saying any of that stuff is wrong. But perspective. We live in such a busy world that most people swear up and down they are too busy to spend 15 to 30 minutes a day to tend to their spirituality. I'm telling you, you can't afford not to do it. Especially if you want to turn your life around, especially if you want to get to the kind of blessings that are showing here that are available for you and coming into your life. If you'll do that, that's the key. It's like that's the golden ticket. Through that doorway, you find all of this stuff in meditation. And no, it don't happen overnight. It takes time. Time was here. Time was here. But you get this direction, this compass, you get that in meditation for real. I heal the habit of fear and I embrace the habit of love. And now let's get to the money part. This one, let me see. Organize for success. Do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living and workspace, and your finances will help you know and plan your next action steps. Quiet retreat. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself and you'll have more clarity about what to do next. Wow. And I honestly I haven't used these cards in so long, so I didn't even remember. I didn't look to see what I had picked up and I didn't even remember what they said. But hey, it fits because that's the truth. Dreams of abundance. As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your dream desires into reality. Now, that's something I need to do. I can't remember my dreams for life. I know I'm dreaming, and I even try like not opening my eyes right away the days that I can think about it. But most of the time, I don't bring enough into the waking world. But I be busy all night. Sometimes I be tired when I wake up in the morning. But if you remember your dreams, please write them down. It is important, especially if you can remember them. But anyway, I have gone on long. I didn't plan to, but I didn't want to shortchange this either. So thank you for rocking out with me and riding out with me. And hopefully, I do want to invite you to start tuning in on Instagram and or YouTube on a more regular basis. I will be uploading soon. I'm going to start telling my story because I need y'all to understand and get to know me a little better. I've been given a revelation. It's nothing new, but I've been led to some spiritual information. The way the puzzle pieces fit together, I'm being called to speak on it. It's probably going to make some people mad, but I'm being called to speak on it anyway because I think the people that need to hear it are going to tune into this channel eventually as part of the Soul family. So I definitely, if you got some benefit from this reading, I invite you to subscribe, follow, and stick around because it's going to get lit here, y'all. It really is. I love you so much, fam. Again, happy Father's Day, fathers, and any other males that are here. If you play a father role in anybody's life, happy Father's Day to you as well. For any divine feminines or feminines that are here, well, hopefully you're divine if you're listening to here and actually looking for answers. I think we can call you divine masculines and feminines. But even if you ain't, welcome to the club, y'all. It don't take that long to catch up to speed and get to be divine masculines and feminines. You're in the right place. I'm Teresa, and more than happy that you joined us. And until next time, peace and blessings. I love you so very much. Namaste.